All right, Adnan, welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico. Considered the nation's most famous college football stadium. I'm cool with that. Here's the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, the 86th meeting all time between these crosstown rivals, 13th ranked USC and the Bruins of UCLA. Rather interesting developments again today, especially in the Pac-12 South. Wow, that loss by Utah has opened everything up for USC. Utah will visit Colorado next week, but the Trojans, it's a must-win for them here tonight. With that, we say hi, everybody, and good evening. You're looking rather comfortable here.
I love it here.
1998 Rose Bowl MVP, Mr. Brian Greasy, everybody. I'm Steve Levy. You'll hear from Todd McShay shortly. The talk in Los Angeles all of a sudden has been the clamoring for an 8-team playoff now, right? And maybe another shot at Alabama as opposed to what happened in the opener of the season. But nationally, people are talking about how hot this Trojan club is.
Well, and they should, because the team, obviously, we know, started 1-3, blown out by Alabama, losses to Utah and to Stanford, but they've rolled off 6 consecutive wins, and they've done it in impressive fashion. But tonight, you know, the crosstown rivalry, you never know what's going to happen in a Rose Bowl in a rivalry game like this.
USC is on their best winning streak in some 8 years, and if you want to pinpoint the turnaround, it clearly goes to their quarterback.
It's no question. You know, they make the switch from Max Brown to Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold, as a redshirt freshman, has brought a quiet poise and confidence to this team. He doesn't get flustered. He extends plays, finds guys downfield. Even when there's free rushers on him, Steve, he doesn't panic. He just uses his athletic ability and makes plays down the field. I can't tell you how rare this is for a first-time starter to have that kind of poise. And then this arm strength and anticipation and playmaking ability to throw this ball with this kind of velocity, it's just impressive. And to go on the road to Washington against a very good defense and win was the best win of the year for USC.
As for UCLA, the Bruins take the field. They've honored their seniors already tonight. They come off a 38-24 win against Oregon State here that stopped their 4-game losing streak. And both teams in the home jerseys.
Love it.
The home dark jerseys, which is one of the neat elements of this crosstown rivalry. USC taking the field, ranked 13th in the country. Off that victory a week ago that really opened up everyone's eyes. As for the Bruins, in those 6 losses, they've been by an average of 7 points. Todd McShay, they're in every football game they play in.
They are, and they're in every football game simply because their defense is so good. This group, especially versus the pass, is really strong. 6th in the nation in terms of pass efficiency defense. And one of the reasons is the pass rush you get from Tack McKinley off the edge. This guy's quick, he's fast, and he will close and finish. Does it consistently, tackles for loss and pass rush. Now you see this back end, the other aspect of it, really good in terms of communication, in position in zone, and then in position to make the big play. Sam Darnold's really good, as Brian was saying, but he's going to have to earn it tonight.
All right, Todd, this is the 10th anniversary of unranked UCLA upsetting of then number 2 USC. Knocked the Trojans out of the BCS championship game. We'll see what happens tonight. The opening kick on the way.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by eBay. The gift they're waiting for is waiting on eBay. And MasterPass, the simple, secure way to pay.
Back at the Rose Bowl here in Pasadena, we mentioned it's the 86th meeting. Somebody's going to ring that victory bell tonight. We were on the field pregame. It's pretty loud if you get nearby. And as you can see, the Trojans have dominated in recent history, winning 13 of the last 17. USC won 40-21 last year. The Trojans scoring 20 consecutive second-half points on their way to the victory. A spectacular night in Southern California. 60 degrees with 53% humidity and no wind. So McShay's hair should be all set. Matt Bormeister puts it in the air. Ishmael Adams will bring it out. He's across the 20, across the 25. And he's taken down from behind at about the 31. So the Bruins will start with nice field position.
We'll get our first look at Mike Faithful, the redshirt senior quarterback. Waited his turn. He had to wait behind Brett Hundley and then Josh Rosen, but he has the respect of this team, Steve. He's paid his dues, didn't transfer, and he gets his chance this season. But he needs some help from a run game that has been anemic. 127 out of 128 teams. They have been horrible running the football. They've got to take some pressure off of him so that he can be poised in the pocket.
We'll watch for that. They actually ran the football pretty well a week ago, and they will hand off. Here's Bolu Olaronfunmi on the first carry. Rasheem Green makes the stop.
You're going to love saying his name. Oh, he's going to get about 35 carries.
I hope so.
Olaronfunmi. Heck of a football player.
Let Bolo keep going. On 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain. They had 3 rushing touchdowns a week ago, and while the yardage wasn't necessarily there, again, Olaronfunmi crashing out at the 40-yard line. You would expect this to be a hard-hitting affair. Marvell Tell got him.
Yeah, that was a big hit on the outside, and Olaronfunmi comes up a little bit woozy. The emotions of the first drive in a rivalry game like this, there's just nothing like it. It's what's so great about college football, and a really nice start for UCLA running the football.
Marvell Tell checks out now after that hit. Chris Hawkins slides into his spot, and on 3rd down and 1, they're running the football with Jalen Starks, the true freshman out of Chicago. He has the first down.
Take a look at this hit from Marvell Tell. Looks like it's more of a hit from Olaronfunmi on Tell, but we can only hope that it's going to be one of those kind of games.
Starks had 2 of the 3 rushing touchdowns a week ago, but Faithful passing for the first time and completing. Jordan Lashley down the sideline. It's Lashley, touchdown. 56 yards from Mike Faithful. And that's how this crosstown rivalry game will start. UCLA on top.
We wondered how Mike Faithful was going to react. First time in a rivalry game.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 2 of the offense. That penalty will be forced on the kickoff.
That's Lashley who scored the touchdown. To a bit of an extreme celebration, maybe, which you'd expect also in a rivalry game.
Absolutely.
56-yard pass play. 4 plays, 70 yards, took 91 seconds off the clock. And just like that, here's J.J. Molson, puts it through, 7-0 Bruins.
You know, Clancy Pendergast, the defensive coordinator for USC, coming into this game, wanted to pressure Mike Faithful. He wanted to take the game to him. They blitzed on that last play. Both linebackers, you can see right here, they're both going to blitz through, and that's going to allow one-on-one coverage on the outside. But you diagnose it, you see it, you still got to make the throw. It's a great pickup. That ball right on Lashley, and then a missed tackle on the back end.
Really nice job with the timing there, too. Didn't hesitate, knew where he wanted to go with the ball, and because he got it out on time and put it where he had to, that's what led to all that run after catch yardage. Great throw, great timing.
He's a student of the game, Todd. I mean, that's what the coaches tell us. Loves to get in there and study the game. You don't make that throw. You don't anticipate with that kind of timing if you haven't studied and seen that blitz in particular and know right where to go with the football.
And I didn't see anything on that celebration that would warrant a 15-yard penalty, but it will be enforced on the kickoff. Jordan Lashley's been hot. Previous 5 games, 24 catches, 366 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And he's got a touchdown tonight on the board, 7-0. Adoree Jackson, who does everything for this Trojans team. He's back for the kick. She has the most kick return yards in school history. And when you set a school record at a school like Southern Cal, that's saying something.
Yep. We'll see if UCLA decides to kick to him. Talking with Jim Mora, so they don't really want that ball anywhere near the middle of the field.
Here's J.J. Molson. He'll put it in the air. And that kick's going to go out of bounds.
Yep, that's the risk, right?
Fourth out-of-bounds kickoff of the season for Molson. So another penalty marker, and there is the quarterback from USC. Say hi to Sam Darnold. He's the kid everybody's talking about.
If you haven't got to see him play yet, it's going to be fun tonight. We talked about this uncanny poise and confidence for a freshman. It jumps off the film when you watch him. His decision-making is lightning fast. We'll see a lot of him throwing the ball in the middle of the field around dropping linebackers, Juju Smith-Schuster. They have a new tight end that is emerging, Daniel Umatabebe. He's been a big piece of this offense, but it's been a more balanced offense running and throwing the football in the last 4 or 5 weeks.
All right, so you see where the Trojans will start at the 50-yard line. The two penalties, the kick out of bounds, and prior to that, the celebration penalty or unsportsmanlike penalty. And they start from the 50 with Ronald Jones, the ball carrier.
Yeah, those hidden yards. I mean, you talk about, you know, the penalty on the touchdown, and then, you know, Dory Jackson affects the game even when he doesn't touch the ball. They kick it out of bounds, so great field position for the Trojans.
2nd down and 4. Upcoming. With Jones the single setback behind Darnold. Give it right back to him. Knocked out at the 40, very close to the first down marker.
You know, Jones has been a big difference too. Obviously everyone's talking about the quarterback position with Sam Darnold, but Jones has really come on. I think a big part of it is he's running with confidence, and he's running more physically and aggressively. He has 1 less carry, but 202 more rushing yards in the last 3 games compared to the first 7. That's a big difference.
He's been on fire the last 4 games with Justin Davis hurting. Dominic Davis now is checked in at running back. And Darnold will send him in motion. Top of your screen. Quick out to Juju Smith-Schuster. His first touch of the game, and they want to get him involved. Nate Metters made the tackle for UCLA.
Yeah, this UCLA defense coming in, they feel like they have the kind of momentum that can slow USC offensively. Metters, you talked about him, he's played well. Fabian Moreau, the back end is really the backbone of this defense. Wadu, Randall Goforth. They've got a tough assignment tonight with Juju Smith-Schuster, Darius Rogers, and others.
3 tight ends now for the Trojans on 2nd down and 7. Off the play fake. Darnold under pressure, he throws, he's taken down. Good pressure from UCLA. Jayon Brown got there.
Well, Sam Darnold missed him here. Here's Umatabebe. He's just going to release up the field. I felt like Sam Darnold had an opportunity.
Was out of the pocket.
The ball didn't get to the Lions.
They were talking about a potential for a
grounding, yeah.
While the quarterback was outside the pocket, the ball did not reach the line of scrimmage. Intentional grounding. 14 of the offense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Loss of down, 3rd down.
Stephen Strimling is our referee tonight.
See if this ball got back to the line of scrimmage. It was the 40-yard line. Oh, it was the 37-yard line. They said he was out of the pocket, which I don't know that I agree with that, and it does not get to 37-yard line. It's a good call. I thought he missed Umatabebe there. He had a chance.
That's Ronald Jones in motion, bottom of your screen now on 3rd and 17. And a timeout was called. USC got the timeout.
Yeah, Clay Helton called the timeout.
UCLA took about 91 seconds to score first. 7-0 Bruins.
Back to the Rose Bowl. Let's take a look at how these teams are planning for success. Brought to you by Northwestern Mutual. For SC, they got to try to confuse Mike Faithfull. Didn't work on that first touchdown pass.
No, it didn't.
But they got to continue to be balanced offensively. And for UCLA, they have to protect this defense. They've been on the field too much. And I just want to note, they do have 2 freshman kickers in a rivalry game.
Here's Darnold throwing across the middle and completing to Smith-Schuster again. His 2nd grab. Looks like he'll be just shy of the first down marker. And that was a 3rd and 17.
And that's a great play there by Sam Darnold and Juju Smith-Schuster. Clay Helton calls a timeout. He knows he's probably not going to get the first down. He just wants to get into a situation where he can go for it on 4th down. In this area of the field, I don't think they're going to try to attempt a field goal.
4th and 1. 2 tight ends. And Justin Davis is the single setback. The pitch to Davis, trying to turn the corner. I'll see where they mark him. Very close, but looks like he does have it. Just able to turn that corner and pick up the first down.
Yeah, but not by much. And I think that goes to show you how much respect Clay Helton has for the interior of this UCLA defensive line. Eddie Vanderdoes, Eli Ankou, Boss Tagaloa, those guys are difficult to move in short yardage situations. So Clay Helton goes with the flip to the perimeter.
USC now 6 for 13 on the season on 4th down conversions. Though with the fresh set, hand off to Justin Davis, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
First mention of Tack McKinley. Not only is he a great pass rusher, but he can defend the run as well. He's a multi-purpose player. He's outstanding in all facets. You see the tackles for loss. 6th in the country with 10 sacks on this season. He is going to be a handful for both offensive tackles. Chad Wheeler at left tackle and Zach Banner at right tackle.
Get the sense he's going to be a handful on Sundays, too. On 2nd down and 9. Darnold throwing. Caught! Smith-Schuster shy of the goal line. They mark him out at the 1. Juju Smith-Schuster went up and got it.
He comes up holding that right arm, Steve. Great route, just a fade route on the
There's a catch with the runner down at the 1-yard line.
Goes up physical to the ball.
Trying to reach over and cross that plane.
Knees down. It's a good call right there. Just shy of the half-yard line.
The previous play of catch and runner down is under review.
3 catches, 47 yards already for Juju Smith-Schuster.
Wait. I couldn't tell what had. It looked like his left arm was the one that came up kind of ginger after. That's Goforth that's coming over. Maybe it's you see how he reached out with that right arm and then came down on it. That's the same looking injury that we saw with Josh Rosen in the Arizona State game. We reach out like that and then you fall on top of that shoulder. Hopefully that is not too serious of an injury for Smith-Schuster. Great effort. Great throw there too by Sam Darnold.
Getting some medical attention after a streak of 3 straight 100-yard games. He's gained only 117 receiving yards in the last 3 games combined. Off to the big start here tonight. Until this. That's a great shot. Let's get the call.
After review, the ruling of the field of a catch and down by rule is confirmed. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Juju's up there. Looks like he's going to be all right. Had a great conversation with him last night. He's a good kid. You know, he's got a decision to make at the end of this season whether he's going to declare for the draft, but whenever he does, he's going to be an outstanding player at the next level.
Said he talks with his parents every day about that decision he'll make. Handoff, Ronald Jones, touchdown. And we're an extra point away from a tie game. This is a scoring drive that was definitely aided by 2 big penalties.
Yep.
USC starting at the 50.
2 big penalties, a big pass play. But this is what we've seen from USC offensively. In the last month of the season, we have seen balance on the offensive side. Running the football with Ronald Jones, Justin Davis, Sam Darnold, Juju Smith-Schuster. It's been that kind of balance is very difficult to defend.
Bormeister splits the uprights. We're some 5 minutes into this game. Nothing's been decided. Crosstown rivalry. All even set.
ESPN College Football. is presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And in part by Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Look at the Nissan Heisman House Tour display just outside the Rose Bowl here in Pasadena. Former UCLA quarterback Kate McNown was in the house earlier today. Neil Everett normally handles those duties. So Ryan Russillo filling in for Neil in Pasadena as well. Throughout the season, the tour's been making stops across the country as it makes its way to the national championship game on the 9th of January in Tampa. 7-all, each team scoring on their first possession. Ishmael Adams will let it bounce out of the back of the end zone. So we want to show you the penalty again. That was the critical penalty which allowed them to start at the 50-yard line. Jordan Lastly, you see there, thought it was an excessive celebration, but and it's more than one flag. I mean, just there's no doubt by the officials. I don't know what's the issue there.
You can't go up into the stands. That's an unsportsmanlike.
You mean shake hands?
He just went over there, and I guess if you interact or touch the fans, certainly it looked like that's what those officials threw the flag.
Maybe we fix that rule for next year, Grease. Let's get on that. Add that to your to-do list. Quick completion of Darren Andrews. I mean, what's wrong with a few high fives and shaking hands?
Well, remember we started
the home crowd.
We started the year in Lambeau, right, with Wisconsin and LSU, yes. And they couldn't do the Lambeau leap.
No, they couldn't.
A lot of rules, Levy.
Yeah, a lot of rule breakers out there.
It's a great start here for Mike Faithful. I mean, he's gotten into a rhythm quickly in this football game.
Hand off to Nate Starks, picking his holes, and has the first down. Good second effort.
Good start for the run game too, right there. That's been really the issue. USC, talking to him yesterday, said in a recent game tape study that 72% of the time UCLA had been throwing the football because they just aren't able to run the ball with any consistency. So we'll see if that changes tonight.
Gain of 11 there. Brandon Stevens has checked in now, the true freshman from Plano, Texas. That's Lastly in motion, coming bottom of your screen. Darren Andrews crashed into at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Todd, it's easier said than done, though. I think this USC defense has really been the story. I know we all want to talk about Sam Darnold, but this defense in particular and this front seven, led by Stevie Tuikolovatu, the grad transfer from Utah, has really impacted this front seven.
On 2nd and 9. Here's Faithful throwing on the run, and it's juggled by Jordan Lastly. Bring up a 3rd down and long. Another reason for the running game issues was the offensive line. 7 juniors left last year, including 3 members of that offensive line. They lost their right tackle, Colton Miller, to a broken leg, and that's another reason haven't been able to run the ball.
Yeah, well, and they haven't had really consistent play on the interior. Both guard spots and the center, they've got to play better in this game if they're going to get any kind of run game going.
So Jamabo is set back. Faithful's going to throw. He's going to throw it away as he was being chased down. Good pressure there by Cameron Smith of USC.
Yeah, you're going to see both linebackers come up in the A-gaps, called the double A-gap blitz. There's one right here, one right here. You got to have a plan as a quarterback. Get into a max protection, which he did, and then the left guard, Kenny Lacy, just misses the block.
This is Stephen Flintoff, the punter. They've gone away from Austin Kent. And Adoree Jackson will call for the fair catch. That's our first punt of the night. 7-all here in this crosstown rivalry game. Each school scoring on their first possession. We're 7-all with 8:25 left in the first quarter. For an alternate angle of tonight's game, you can check out our Skycam coverage, streaming live on Watch ESPN, brought to you by Microsoft Cloud.
My favorite angle.
From high above?
Yeah.
See all the action?
Well, it puts you in the quarterback's helmet. You know, from right behind the helmet, you get to see how things develop, blocking schemes, all of it. It's cool.
Got a good look at what Sam Darnold's looking at, what might be coming his way. Delayed handoff to Ronald Jones. Adnan Virk is coming your way. Chris, you have Penn State in the playoffs right now, right? In the 14th playoff. That could be, right?
Put words in my mouth.
Crazy things going on in college football. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 4th reception of the night already.
All kidding aside, you know.
That's what I mean.
Well, you know, the way that Michigan and Ohio State looked today, neither one of them looked great. They were kind of shaky. You know, if Ohio State beats Michigan, then you got Penn State in the Big Ten championship game, and who knows? That guy wants an 18 playoff. You know that?
Yes, he did. All of a sudden, there's clamoring for an 18 playoff out in Southern California with how well USC has played, ranked 13th in the country. Darnold throwing, quick hitter and completing, able to hook up with Darius Rogers. Excellent tackle after the 11-yard gain.
Yeah, just a missed angle there for Metters, the corner. Good, accurate, and on-time throw to Rogers. Darnold, keep an eye on this, and I know Todd sees it as well. He gets rid of the ball fast and making decisions fast.
He does. That leads to the run after catch yards. We see it consistently on tape and seen it again here tonight.
Randall Goforth doesn't make that or ankle tackle. He could have been gone. That's Deontay Burnett on the receiving end. Clay Helton was happy to have the interim tag removed from him last November the 30th. And I would say the win over UCLA a year ago went a long ways towards cementing that.
Yeah, and it was interesting to talk with him yesterday. He said it was the hardest decision of his coaching career to bench Max Brown and to play Sam Darnold. That's how much respect he had for Max Brown and how serious he took that decision. And I think, you know, he's a very intentional and very aware coach. And both of these quarterbacks have been on board because of it.
He said 2 full-speed decisions, and he won't regret either one. That's Ronald Jones, and that's a loss. Matt Dickerson attacked McKinley on the stops. Let's see, flag on the play.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Formation, more than 4 in the backfield, offense. 5-yard penalty, replay second down.
Schuster came out and tried to give it a go, and now he's back on the sideline. Clearly something's still wrong with that shoulder, and Clay Helton. You know, when you have those procedure penalties, he's not a happy camper.
Second and 9. Darnold looking left the whole time. Ronald Jones couldn't haul it in.
Ronald Jones is normally pretty sure-handed out of the backfield. He is an element in the passing game. They've got 8 catches on the year, got a touchdown. With that kind of speed on those wheel routes and swing routes out of the backfield, he could be dangerous.
7th pass for Darnold. That's his first incompletion. 3rd and 9. Remember, they had a 3rd and 17 on the last drive and picked up 16 yards. Only need 9 this time. Darnold under pressure. Gets out of there for the time being. Throws across his body. Got it. First down.
How many times did we see this last week at Washington, where he's under duress, doesn't look like there's any play to be made, but he doesn't panic, just extends the play, keeps his eyes downfield, and throws with Takk McKinley all over him. That's a big-time play by Darnold.
Deontay Burnett on the receiving end, his second grab of the night.
But that's what it's going to be like. Takk McKinley's going to be all over you in this game.
Handoff, Justin Davis. Jacob Tuioti Mariner makes the stop.
This defensive line for UCLA could be argued the strength of their defense. They have to affect this game. They have to affect the quarterback. They've got to stop the run. If they're going to win this game, their defense is going to be the one that has to lead them to victory.
Only Utah has scored more than 27 points in regulation against this UCLA defense. On 2nd and 9, Darnold over for Darius Rogers. Rogers across midfield. Kenny Young, the tackle. Shy of the first down marker.
Some creative play calling from T. Martin, offensive coordinator. Clay Helton seceded the play calling duties to T. Martin. It's actually a group approach. T will get some input from Clay Helton. Tyson Helton, Clay's younger brother, has come over to coach the quarterbacks. You see them up there together. But T. Martin is the one that's stirring the pot, calling plays.
Darnold now 8 of 9 for 88 yards passing. He'll hand it off to Justin Davis, and he's dropped in the backfield. It's Tuioti Mariner again with the stop. And his 5th tackle for loss on the season.
Some confusion up front. Tuioti Mariner right here. That's Chad Wheeler, number 72, over top of him. He blocks down, and there's nobody left. It's just a miscommunication up front with that offensive line.
Ishmael Adams is back at his own 8-yard line. Chris Tilby set for his first punt of the night. He'll slide to his left and kick it away. He's kicking that way too. And the fair catch by Adams with heavy traffic there. Mike Faithful, what a story. And I don't just mean tonight. He mentioned it, hung around, paid his dues, did things the right way. 6 pass attempts for the first 4 seasons. Right, everybody comes to college, want to be a star.
Right.
Now he's getting his opportunity.
You know, you can't have anything but respect for kids that do it this way. And, you know, the thing I like most is right here. Look at that major, right? We need more guys like that majoring in political science, but he's got his opportunity. Josh Rosen comes in. He's the golden child. Everybody, you know, anoints him. But Faithful now has had an opportunity. Got his first win as a collegiate last week on the road against Oregon State. That was a big deal for Mike Faithful.
Got the game ball, too. And Jim Moore doesn't just hand out game balls. He's only given away 2 in some 5 years. Faithful trying to get out of some trouble. You see how he carefully protects the football with 2 hands. Leon McQuay finally brought him down.
And I want to give some credit to Josh Rosen, too. You know, he got hurt. He hasn't gone in the tank. He's been involved. He's on the sideline. He's wearing a headset, so he's listening to all the calls. He's helping Mike Faithful on the sideline.
So Jamabo, his first carry. Going to bring up a 3rd down.
You know, that probably means the world to Mike Faithful, right? To have Rosen doing that. And saw Josh on the field before the game. We were talking to him, and he says, you know, it's really been helpful for him in his learning to be on the headset, to hear the coaches communicate and talk situations. He's taken this opportunity, even though he's hurt, to grow as a quarterback.
Here's Faithful to throw. Underneath, able to hit Theo Howard, and he has the first down. And in this era of Greece, you know, you hear kids and they don't get the opportunities. Everyone wants to transfer immediately. Right. That's it. I'm getting out of here. Yep. And Faithful took a different approach.
Nice job there by Theo Howard. True freshman. For a true freshman to run that kind of a route, to recognize zone coverage, not to run through the zone and get blown up, but to sit friendly for the quarterback and get north and south for a first down.
Ola run for me. Right up the middle. Takes a big hit as he approached the first down marker. Looks like he might be just a little shy. Been plenty of hard collisions so far in this game, as you would expect.
And I think you see early on in this game the approach. You see Marcus Tuiasosopo there, Kennedy Polamalu, their offensive coordinator, is to throw the ball on first down to loosen up this defense and then run Ola run for me.
Rich, we've already seen 5 different running backs carry the football for UCLA. That's Jalen Starks.
We've seen more of a commitment to running the football tonight, too. They're going to need that. They're going to need balance, and it may not always work, but at least they're putting themselves in better 3rd and down and distance situations where you just don't want them teeing off the Trojans. If you're the offense for UCLA, you've got to put your quarterback in good situations.
Brandon Stevens in there now. Faithful throwing to Lashley. Lashley's going to throw it himself. Had all sorts of time and able to complete to Stevens down to the 30. Jordan Lashley had time for a cup of coffee out there to throw the ball, and it's a 30-yard pass play to Brandon Stevens.
Yeah, here's Stevens here, and you know he took quite a while to throw that football. I'm not sure. If he threw it a little bit sooner, it looked like Stevens would have had more room to run. Big gainer as it stands.
30 yards there. Here's Jalen Starks.
Why not, right?
Come up on a minute left in this first quarter.
Why not? Rivalry game. You know, you're USC is favored by 2 touchdowns. Jim Moore's got nothing to lose. This is let it all hang out. All the tricks you have in your bag.
2nd down and 7. Sends the back in motion, bottom of your screen, Starks. Good pocket protection. Looking for Lastly, and it was knocked away. Excellent coverage, Iman Marshall.
You're not going to make a living throwing the ball on Iman Marshall. Take a look. He's in great position. Looks back for the football. Gets a hand up. Couldn't play it much better than that. If you're in good position, you're in phase, and you look back for the football, you're not going to get called for pass interference, even if there's incidental contact.
Marshall made 2 interceptions in this game last year. The first pick of Josh Rosen came after 245 consecutive pass attempts by Rosen without throwing a pick. That was the longest in the FBS to that point. 3rd and 7. Darren Andrews in motion, top of your screen. Faithful throwing to Nate Starks. They'll take the loss. Adoree Jackson comes up to make the hit.
That's good defense there. Cameron Smith, Adoree Jackson on the outside. They're going to give that swing pass to Faithful all game long. They're just going to rally up and get the back on the ground, and brings up a 4th down decision for Jim Moore.
They'll be afforded some extra time to make that decision as we come to the end of quarter number 1 in the 86th meeting of the country's most famous crosstown rivalry. UCLA, USC tied at 7 after the first. USC, UCLA, and speaking of rivalries, how about this? Next Saturday on ABC, the game everyone's talking about. Number 3 against number 2. Michigan, Ohio State, next Saturday, noon Eastern from Columbus. Game day will be, I think game day is going to be 24 hours straight. We will be wall-to-wall coverage. Here's J.J. Molson from 45 yards away. It's blocked! It's blocked by USC. And that's how we start quarter number 2. Jack Jones might have gotten a hand on it.
I think Rasheem Green came off the left side. Right in here. Number 94. See if he gets a big mitt up there. Yeah. Great job by Green. We talked about these true freshmen kickers for UCLA. I don't think that was a low kick. I think that was a blown protection up front because Green was free.
It's the 2nd field goal attempt that Molson's had blocked this season. And that keeps our score at 7-all. That's the opening play of quarter number 2. And so USC will open at the 27, their own. Darnold throwing sideline. Good to see Juju Smith-Schuster back in the game. He's walking slowly. He wants out again.
Yeah, he does not look right. And Juju's a competitor. He wants to be out there. He's a tough kid, but there's something wrong there. I don't know if it was his shoulder. Now he looks like he has another issue, so he needs to get some attention on the sideline.
And USC still not giving us the full information. We saw the right arm injury on that long pass down the sideline, and then he went back in the game, and what I'm told is that he went into the tent, so we couldn't see, and what I'm told is that there's a second injury. No one's sure exactly. I don't want to speculate, but there looks like there's a second injury that has nothing to do with that first arm injury.
Well, he hurt that shoulder on the first big pass play right there. And then they're looking at a hip flexor or something, but he's not healthy. And you know, these kids want to play. They're tough. It's a rivalry game. Last thing he wants to do is sit on the sideline. But if you're not 100%, and that last pass, he couldn't go and get it with his speed. We know he's such a great playmaker. He needs to take care of his body.
7th leading receiver in USC history. This will complicate matters for Darnold, losing his top wide receiver for now. 2nd and 10.
See a little bit more of Darius Rogers, their senior. Deontay Burnett, who is playing in that slot position for Stephen Mitchell, who went out earlier in the year with an ACL. And they've got some young wide receivers that are going to need to step up.
On the ground of Justin Davis. Able to make one man miss.
Daquan Hampton is another senior receiver that's got some size, 6'4", 225 pounds, number 13. He's at the top of the screen. Looks like he's going to get the first crack at replacing Juju.
Looks like Juju's headed off. We'll keep you posted with any update that comes our way. 3rd and 3. Quick throw by Darnold. Intercepted! Fabian Morrow! Down the sideline the other way, and only because Darnold got him out of bounds was that not a pick six.
Well, they take Juju Smith-Schuster out, and Daquan Hampton just doesn't have the same kind of speed to scare Morrow. It's going to be an inside slant. He's just going to beat him to the point. Morrow didn't respect Daquan Hampton's speed, so he read the route, jumped it, made a huge play for UCLA. Great job of knowing who's on the field, who's healthy, situations, and reading the quarterback's eyes and the route.
And Moreau missed all of last year. This guy's a veteran. He does a great job studying tape on him, as you saw there. He's going to read the quarterback's eyes and get an early jump consistently. Really good player.
31-yard interception return, his 2nd pick of the season. Here's Nate Starks for a couple.
Well, you want to talk about the impact of not having your star player in Juju. When Juju's on the field, he beat Morrow for that big play that led to a touchdown. He comes off the field, and right off the bat, Morrow makes him pay.
Late substitutions there by the Trojans. 2nd and goal now.
This is where not being able to run the football has really hurt UCLA.
Faithful throwing, caught. End zone for Jordan Lastly again for the touchdown.
Great route and great hands by Jordan Lastly. You know, down here, everything is compacted. There's not a lot of space, so you got to be precise. Look at him make it look like a fade, come back, and then extend his hands away from his body so Adoree Jackson could not knock that football out.
The 7-yard pass play, the 2nd play after the interception. And Jordan Lastly has 2 touchdown catches.
UCLA's got a little fight, don't they, partner?
Off the blocked field goal to open the 2nd quarter. Bruins by 7. Stunning developments here in Pasadena.
Oh yeah, start the day. Utah goes down. Prime opportunity for the Trojans, but you can never know what's going to happen in these kind of rivalry games. UCLA has come to play tonight.
Molson will put it in the air with a 14-7 lead. Adoree Jackson, a couple yards deep in the end zone. He'll run it out. Look for the big return. And he is swung around and dropped just shy of the 20-yard line. You know, it wasn't that long ago. How about 10 years ago? 2006 game between these two. UCLA hosted Pete Carroll. USC was ranked number 2 in the defensive battle. Justin Medlock's 22-yard field goal gave the Bruins a 9-7 lead. 13-9 late in the 4th. Eric McNeil deflected and then intercepted John David Booty, and UCLA upset the Trojans 13-9, dashing their championship hopes.
Well, Carl Durrell was the head coach for the Bruins. That was his signature win.
UCLA comes in here obviously unranked, and while USC isn't number 2, they are 13 with lofty aspirations for the rest of this season. And trailing by 7 now. Ronald Jones. Big run. Good second effort trying to stay on his feet. He's very close to the first down.
This will be an interesting drive for USC. How will they treat with Sam Darnold? Throws an interception that leads to a touchdown. I think they're going to play it safe here, try to get this physical run game going. This is one of the bigger offensive lines in all of college football. Up front, Wheeler, Damian Mama, Fala, Talamaivo, Zach Banner. They have been, what we're talking with the head coach, Clay Helton. This has been the difference. This has been the difference on both sides of scrimmage. Their offensive and defensive lines have played better.
Darnold on the keeper to get the first down.
See, these guys have played a lot of football together. 35 starts for Banner, 29 for Talamaivo. Mama has 27, and Wheeler's got 43. That's 144 career starts by this offensive line.
6'9", 360 for Zach Banner. Here's Darnold on the run, and completed the Taylor McNamara, his tight end. Gonna bring up a second down and short. Randall Goforth on the stop.
T. Martin, Clay Helton, Tyson Helton, Love, tight ends. They've got 3 of them that we'll see tonight. Taylor McNamara, Daniel Matabebe, Tyler Petit, all of them good blockers and good in the passing game.
2nd and 2. I take a shot here, but that's how I call a game. Pretty aggressive with somebody else's play calling.
That's your favorite down, right? 2nd and short.
2nd and short, 1 or 2. That's where you take a chance.
You have too many tendencies.
Self-scouting's a problem. Ronald Jones, the short game. Jayon Brown made the stop.
Defenses were being prevent on 2nd and short.
We're going to see an extra tackle. Chuma Edoga, number 70, come into the ball game. Clay Helton is using his Jim Harbaugh offense here.
On 3rd and 1. Give it to Ronald Jones. Everybody bunched up. Jones breaks free. Ronald Jones won't be caught by Fabian Morrow until it's too late. A 60-yard touchdown run on 3rd and 1. Explosive.
What a cut. I was standing in the back end zone behind him and watched, and I didn't see the hole open. He did. He sensed it and felt it, and then has the lateral agility to make that sharp cut and explode, accelerate off of that plant foot. Really impressive.
Great push up front. Banner gets a pancake block. Talamaivo and Fala. And you're right, Ty, with that kind of speed, you know, a lot of backs won't trust their speed to bounce a short yardage run to the outside, but Ronald Jones makes it pay.
10th touchdown of the season for Ronald Jones. His 9th rushing. It's been a game of big plays. We're all tied at 14 all.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by AT&T and Chevrolet. More 2016 J.D. Power Dependability Awards than any other brand.
On Thursday night, thousands of UCLA students, as well as head coach Jim Mora, members of the Bruins football team, gathered in Wilson Plaza for the annual Beat SC Bonfire and Rally. Does he look 55 to you? I don't know.
His birthday today?
Happy birthday, Coach.
Oh, wow.
55 years old.
Take a win. I think that'll suffice.
After some 25 years in the NFL, coaching.
Yeah, we were in the same division in the NFC South. I had to go against him far too many times.
He owned you, if I recall correctly. 14 all. USC has come back twice, immediately scoring after the Bruins have had touchdowns. That's Ishmael Adams on the return. He's still going. Out to the 26-yard line.
Go back and take a look at that touchdown. You know, short yardage runs, sometimes you have your secondary sell out to try to stop the run. This is Randall Goforth here. Watch him come straight up trying to get Ronald Jones before he gets enough yardage for the first down. The problem is now there's nobody left back here. And once you break that first line of defense with the speed that Ronald Jones has, there's nobody left.
That was off a 3rd down and 1. 14 all. And here are the Bruins now. On the 27 to start. Faithful throwing. And completing for the short gain of Darren Andrews. Good coverage by Adoree Jackson and Jane Harris.
It's been a physical game. Adoree Jackson and Jane. These guys are so familiar with each other. All from this area of the country, California, play against each other in high school. I just love these rivalry games going against each other.
Loss of 1 on the play. As Clay Helton told us, these guys have been playing against each other dating back to the Snoop League.
I was surprised, though. We thought it was going to be a big recruiting, weekend, and this game and the outcome would affect a lot of recruiting. But he says most of these kids have already made up their minds where they're going to go based on their family allegiance.
3rd and 6. Faithful throwing, incomplete, off the hands of Jordan Lasley, who has the 2 touchdown catches in this game. Couldn't come down with that one.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity for Faithful. Right? You got to make that play. Take a little bit off of it. You see when your receiver's coming, take a little bit off. This is thrown so hard that it gets on Lasley's too quick. Can't come down with it.
See him just getting anxious. He wanted to get that ball out. Finally saw the receiver flash open and just put too much on it. You're right.
First 3 and out for UCLA. Here's Flintoff's 2nd punt of the night. That goes out of bounds. We'll step out. 9:49 to play here in the first half. All even at 14. Aerial coverage of tonight's game is provided by Goodyear, committed to honoring blip-worthy athletes who demonstrate hard work on and off the field. Goodyear, the official sponsor of the college football playoff. What's on the line? This is a must-win for USC to have any opportunity to play in the Pac-12 championship game.
Yeah, and that game next week, CU and Utah in Boulder, going to have a big impact, obviously. With the Utah loss today, USC has life. They need Utah now to beat CU next week and win this game against UCLA, and they go to the Pac-12 championship.
And if UCLA could win tonight and next Saturday at Cal, they would guarantee themselves bowl eligibility. 14 all, under 10 to play here in the half. Darnold under pressure. Some fancy footwork to get out of there. The first down and then some. Kenny Young eventually on the stop.
This is what he does so well, extending plays with his feet. He's able to run. He also is starting to learn, too, when he can hang in the pocket and move around. But there, clearly things had fallen apart, tucks the ball, and was able to pick up some big yardage.
He's bigger, Todd, than I thought, too. He's 6'4", 225 pounds.
Right.
And to be able to move like that, that's impressive. You package that with the kind of arm strength and the poise and decision-making, and you got an impressive kid.
That is that prototypical quarterback size that everybody's looking for. Justin Davis, 2nd effort across midfield.
We see a lot of college football, a lot of offenses, a lot of quarterbacks. You don't see a whole lot of redshirt freshmen that play with this kind of poise and confidence. So we talked with him yesterday, and how many times did he say he was businesslike? That's how he approaches the game. You try to get him to laugh a little bit, like you always do, and of course unsuccessful. He's a businessman.
Very monotone, very serious. Adoree Jackson in on offense, and Darnold's throwing the ball to Jackson down the sideline. And they'll do anything they can, get the ball in Adoree Jackson's hands.
And why not? Like Jabril Peppers, right? Michigan, they want to get Adoree Jackson 3 to 4 touches on offense. He hasn't been that involved, quite honestly. I was kind of surprised that really only had 20 touches on the year offensively, but you got to be smart, but he's too good of an athlete and playmaker not to get him the football.
Goes as a 17-yard run. And Jackson stays in there. They send him out top of your screen. Darnold on 1st and 10. Lets it go. And it's brought down. DeQuan Hampton goes up and brings it down for 6.
Great response from DeQuan Hamilton. Remember, He was the target on the interception return from Morrow earlier in the game. He's just going to come down the field. Watch his adjustment to the ball in the air. He's not in great position. There's good coverage, but it's his attack of the football that nets him a touchdown. But give him credit for not going in the tank after he got the interception right in front of him, stepping up to the plate when Juju Smith-Schuster goes out, and as a senior contributes with a big touchdown.
Just his 5th catch of the season and the extra point. Clanks off the upright. Matt Boymerster. That's the first extra point he's missed. It's a 6-point lead for SC. Tuesday night here on ESPN. Don't miss the exclusive reveal of the college football playoff top 25 rankings. I think my favorite part of the show, and this will be the 4th of 6 installments, when Reese and the guys get going, they actually don't know.
Yeah.
They're seeing it for the first time and reacting along with the audience. And that's pretty neat to see. Yeah. The reactions and the arguments that ensue are very, very real. College football playoff top 25 ranking show presented by PlayStation. Ishmael Adams on the return for UCLA. We'll try to cut it back. So USC, a couple of touchdowns in less than 3 minutes, take their first lead. Speaking of playoff predictions, the fellas chime in. Man. And this is, let's say, it's a rather fluid situation.
Well,
is that fair?
Yeah. Here's what everybody's fixated on Michigan and Ohio State, and everybody's forgetting about Wisconsin. They're going to be in the Big Ten championship game, and they could beat either one. They could beat Michigan, they could beat Penn State, they could beat Ohio State, they could beat any of them.
Well, if Ohio State beats Michigan, I think Ohio State gets in. And then you've got Wisconsin versus Penn State, and are they not going to take the Big Ten champion and take Ohio State?
You're right. 2 Big Ten teams, yeah.
Off the play fake. Faithful throwing. And incomplete. Dory Jackson had the coverage. A little too tall for Jordan Lastly. Lastly goes 6'1". So that statement, what you guys was talking about, people around the country, that will blow their minds. So you're saying that Michigan and Ohio State neither will play in the Big Ten championship game?
Yeah. The way that Michigan looked today, they didn't look great. They did not look great without Wilton Spate in the first half, but certainly that game could go either way. But the odds are that Penn State might be in the Big Ten championship.
Here's Faithful on the run. And he'll throw it away, clearly outside the pocket.
But I'll say this. Todd, he copied my sheet there. He put USC
well, which
in there.
version? You had 9 different versions today.
I said it was fluid.
I think the reality is that USC is playing, despite the fact they have 3 losses, they are playing like one of the best teams in college football the last month of the season.
And the committee is supposed to take that into account.
Yep.
Who's paying the best at this time of year? Here's 3rd and 10. Faithful. Quick throw. Was looking for Theo Howard. Christian Rector got his big hands up to knock it away.
These are the kinds of plays, 3rd down, crunch time plays that UCLA has to make against pressure looks from Clancy Pendergrass. It's a great call from Kennedy Palomalu, a quick screen, but your true freshman Theo Howard has got to make the play and get you a 1st down.
It's the 2nd straight 3 and out for UCLA, and this is how the game would get away from them now, with USC already taking the lead by 7. That punt of Dory Jackson with plenty of running room. Had tons of green in front of him. Looked like very close to a face mask as he approached midfield. USC, they got off to a rough start. Opened 1-3, 0-2 in the conference. Had their doors blown off 52-6 by Alabama. Then all of a sudden, hey, looky here. Next 5 games, all wins, including the win at Colorado. And last week, they got everyone's attention. Stunning 4th ranked and then undefeated Washington up in Seattle, too.
Yeah, well, do you think Washington wants to see USC again in the Pac-12 championship game?
Hey, who wants to see USC
well,
right
you know
now?
What? I'm going to take that back, Steve. I bet Washington should want to see USC to avenge that loss and potentially solidify themselves in that number 4 position if they were to win.
Here's Ronald Jones, 60-yard touchdown the last time he touched the football. So that were the 2 themes in our meetings with the USC coaches and players. Them wishing for an 8-team playoff instead of 4, and about another crack at Alabama and how different that game would be this time around.
Careful what you wish for, partner.
That's them talking. Hey, you think it would be closer than 52-6?
I think so, yeah.
2nd and 3. Across midfield. Darnold's going to keep it off an excellent fake. And he's dropped to the 30 by Randall Goforth.
Well,
There's some of that athleticism.
We said that this was going to be Sam Darnold, Takk McKinley. Can McKinley affect the quarterback? He had an opportunity here off the edge, and Sam Darnold just run right around him. Takk McKinley is fast. He's 265 pounds, but he is fast.
He runs a 4.5. That's like a lot of wide receivers.
1st down and 10. People want to know about the McShay big board when it comes to Takk McKinley. See if we can squeeze that in after this play. Handoff, it's Jones up the middle. Todd, your thoughts?
I think he's a really good player and didn't know how good he was until this year, to be honest. Just watching him on tape, the quickness, the speed, as you referenced. He runs, like I said, a 4.5 and 40-yard dash, which is ridiculous for a guy that plays that position in his size. So he's got the tools. I think he's got a chance to be a top 50 pick. You look at just the pass rush ability, the versatility, and he plays with a great motor and is always going and working and working. He's a special kid.
That's the thing I like about it, is his mindset, hard and tough, Todd.
Jim Moore was mentioning they pay those guys a lot of money for that skill set in the NFL.
Well, and Todd's got all of his ability on the field pegged, but for me, it's the story of Takk McKinley. Getting to know this kid and where he came from. His parents abandoned him. His grandmother raised him. Then 5 years ago, she passed away, and it was very tough for Takk. They didn't have anything, and he has fulfilled his promise to his late grandmother that he was going to play college football, get his degree, and go on to be a big success. Really cool story.
Big spot here for him to make a play on 3rd and 3. Darnold trying to spin away from McKinley, feeling his breath. Got it off to Ronald Jones, and he has the 1st down.
It's just cool in the pocket. It's not panic. I mean, we've said it time and time again with Sam Darnold. We're just learning about this kid, but when things break down, he's at his best, and he keeps his eyes downfield, finds a late outlet to Ronald Jones. It doesn't look like a sexy play, but you get a fresh set of downs in the red zone.
Good drive here by USC. Darnold again, out of trouble, batted up in the air, nearly intercepted. Knocked up in the air by Jayon Brown. He almost picked it off.
Well, they're trying to get a throwback across the field, and Jayon Brown, he's back there with 2 guys. He had 2 Trojans that he was responsible for defending. He played it right down the middle and was able to react once the ball left Darnold's hand.
Brown is such a good athlete. They ask him to do a lot of different things, including spy quarterbacks at times. We're going to see him, I'm guessing, in some key situations doing that against Darnold.
Khalil Rogers in at center now for Nico Follow. We'll watch for that on 2nd and 10. Snap got away, and Darnold, cool and calm, he'll just fall on the football and try to pick it up. With the new center in the game, the errant snap.
You're exactly right, Steve. That snap came hard. It's too hard and high, and caught Darnold off guard. Fala went over to the sideline. I don't know if he had an equipment problem, but now he's back in the game.
Back.
But now you're in a 3rd and 20 situation.
3rd and 22. Darnold will dump it off. Said where? And there's a flag on the play.
They're going to get a hold on Damian Mama on Kenny Young, the Mike linebacker. maybe a legal block.
Personal foul, legal block below the waist, 51 offense, 15-yard penalty for the spot of the foul, 3rd down.
That's a good call. It's a dangerous situation. You know, linebacker trying to respond to a screen. Here's Mama. Gets downfield, and Kenny Young's trying to make the play on the screen, and watch him roll up on the back of his leg. I mean, that's a dangerous block right there, and should not be in college football.
We've lost 27 yards now in the last 2 plays.
Well, now if you're Sam Darnold, T. Martin's probably telling him, look, I want to get 10, maybe 12 yards max here, protect the football, and just give us a chance to attempt the field goal.
3rd and 37. Love to see the playbook on this. Here's Darnold. Got some time to step into it. Had a man downfield. That's not his man. That's Jayon Brown on the interception. And he'll run it out of the end zone. Cross field in this crosstown rivalry. Jayon Brown. Imatter Bebe was in the neighborhood. But Jayon Brown, who batted that pass back a few plays before up in the air and couldn't pick it off, has that one.
First poor decision here from Sam Darnold. You're going to see there's 2 guys up here that are going to run routes, and they're going to be right here, a chance to get 10 yards and attempt a field goal. Both of them are open. You got to throw the ball there. Instead, you throw the ball in the end zone. Interception is potentially a 3-point play, Steve.
In the end, it might as well work out as a punt, as UCLA now takes the football over.
You want your quarterback to be aggressive, but 3rd and 33, just to throw the ball in the end zone, those are the little things that you learn as you get more experience playing the position.
And T did talk about that. He did say, look, I want my quarterback who's not afraid, who's willing to take a chance to make a play. And he even said he would go to Jim Mora and defend him. Rather, beg your pardon, go to the head coach, go to Clay Helton and defend him, his quarterback, for trying to make a play. That's the kind of guy you want, not a guy who's scared. On 2nd and 12. Long shot down the middle of the field again for Lashley. And good coverage there, Dory Jackson.
You're not going to run by a Dory Jackson. I mean, the sprint, track guy, you're not going to just run by him. You got to give him something. Give him a little double move or something. Lashley's pretty quick, but too good of an athlete and too fast.
Third down and 12. They've gone 3 and out the last 2 series. Faithful, who's missed on his last 5 pass attempts. You're gonna say he caught it? Yes, he did. Still short of the first down, but it's a catch. It's Austin Roberts, the tight end, on the receiving end.
You got to punt the football here. I don't know. Problem is that
second charge timeout. Prior to the timeout, the previous plays under review. The ruling on the field was a catch inbounds.
Jim Mora's main concern coming into this game was his defense, right? He does not want his defense to be on the field too much.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes and 27 seconds. 2:27, please.
Well, you're on.
Thank you.
Are they going to let us talk now?
I think you can go now.
Oh, okay.
I think they're finished.
Okay.
Their mic is closed, yours is open.
But they've been on the field now for 39 plays. When you go 3 and out back-to-back on offense for UCLA, you're putting your defense at risk.
It's back-to-back-to-back. 3 consecutive possessions now of 3 and out. So there was concern over being charged for the timeout. They will not be charged the timeout, as that last play is under review. Whether Austin Roberts was inbounds when he caught the ball.
Jim Mora realizes that the best thing for his defense is being able to run the football and burn some clock, and they just haven't been able to do that consistent enough this season. He made the switch from last year's offense and Noel Mazzoni to Kennedy Polamalu, and with Josh Rosen, they switched to that pro style run the football. And
After review, the ruling of a catch inbound stands. It's 4th down.
but the injury to Josh Rosen forced them to now, with Mike Faithful, go to a completely different style of offense, and their defense has played a lot of snaps, and their defensive coordinator Tom Bradley was telling us before the game, that takes its toll as the season goes on.
And the big difference, there's a lot of difference, but Faithful, we were told, just does not have the arm talent. That's how it was put to us that Josh Rosen has.
He's a gamer, though.
Set for an update, here's Adnan. Adnan loves night games. This is his time to shine. He and the fellas are coming up at halftime.
That Colorado-Washington State game was an awesome game. We got a chance, we do the late game, we get a chance to watch all these games during the course of the day. Sefo Lufau, what a game he played. Luke Falk had a great game. Both those guys, man, I tip my hat to both of them. CU's got one left, man. Think about that.
Home game against Utah.
Two wins in the Pac-12 before this season, and now potentially one win away from going to the Pac-12 championship.
That place will be rocking next week in Colorado, too.
It's good for the state of Colorado, where I live. We don't talk a lot about college football the last 10 years because there hasn't been a whole lot to root for, talk about. But Mike McIntyre, Sefo Lufau, they got it going. Defense was outstanding today, too.
Now we'll get ready for this punt on 4th and 2 with 2.5 to play here in an eventful first half. Stephen Flintoff, the redshirt sophomore from Westchester, California. He's been busy, especially lately, and he'll let it fly. And that's Dory Jackson, calls for the fair catch. Taco Bell is a proud partner of the College Football Playoff. Be on the lookout for Taco Bell student sections, passionate fans like these at games all season long.
Tell you what, the Bruins fans, I was impressed. The student section, 2 hours before the game, they've got a DJ, all sorts of music, and they're just rocking for the whole time. I'm surprised they're still standing right now.
Yeah, now they're yawning and drinking coffee.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, we got a shot of a guy with a big yawn and needs to share that coffee.
No decaf tonight, people. On 1st down and 10, here's Justin Davis. He'll dive forward for the first. Justin Davis and Dominic Davis both carried the football for USC. There's no relation there, in case you were curious.
This is an interesting opportunity. Everything's a new opportunity when it comes to Darnold, and so inexperienced. But now coming off the interception, 2-minute drill, how does he operate? I'm really interested to see how he plays against this really good pass defense on this drive.
And that was a great sign going to Juju Smith-Schuster, getting him back in the game. Justin Davis has the first down. We watched Smith-Schuster on the sideline.
Yep, back out there. Todd, if I'm Tom Bradley, defensive coordinator for UCLA, I might think about coming after Sam Darnold. Take the game to him. I'm not as worried about Juju Smith-Schuster because he's a little bit nicked up. Get after this quarterback.
Here's Darnold, gets some pressure as the pocket collapses. And Darnold will make a move and make one man miss. Randall Goforth got just enough to drop him in midfield. And a timeout.
Yeah, Clay Helton's going to take his last timeout here with about 1:24 left. We talked about at the beginning in the open about the decision making, how quick Sam Darnold is, and the confidence that comes along with that. Let's take a look at it. Ball's out, 1.3 seconds. He identifies the matchup with Juju Smith-Schuster, leads to the first touchdown of the game. Then being able to move around the pocket using his feet, 6'4", 225, but able to move This time he extends with Tack McKinley all over him. It's a big first down to the outside. It's been impressive what young Sam Darnold has done.
Really good basketball player. You see the athleticism. He's a star his last 2 years in high school in basketball, and said that he doesn't play during the season. Coaches wouldn't want that, but he gets a lot of pickup game in, and Juju Smith-Schuster said he's a really good player.
But just stay around the three-point line. They don't go in the paint and get hurt.
That's true. My kind of guy.
But his real claim to fame, his late grandfather, one of the 4 original Marlboro men. Back in the day, that was a cool dude, long time ago. 2nd and 4. Here's Darnold, quick release, throwing, and completing to Darius Rogers.
Now that was a rifle. Talking about Marlboro man, that was a dart. That's what you call a circus route, 13 to 18 yards on the sideline, and that ball has to be thrown on a rope.
15-yard pass. Remember, they turned it over down here last time and nearly had issues there. Darnold's able to pick that up. Looks like he's short of the first down. And, of course, they're out of timeouts now with a minute left.
You have to get a quick measure whether that was a first down or not. Potential spike. Under a minute and counting.
Davis, top of your screen. Darnold throwing in the seam, and it's dropped. It was dropped. Tyler Petit got his hands on it, couldn't hang on.
Well, and Sam Darnold's feeling it right now because he's confident throwing the ball against tight man-to-man coverage and just putting it on the numbers. Clock stoppage, that incompletion there doesn't hurt you. Clock stoppage is just as good. 3rd and short here. I expect run play potentially to be in the mix, and then a quick spike on first down.
In field goal range on 3rd and 1. Handed off to Justin Davis. 2nd effort. Just gets across the first down line. Matt Dickerson got enough of him.
That was a huge play there, Steve, by Justin Davis, because if he doesn't get that first down, the clock's running. You're going to get a spike. So that was potential disaster for USC that Justin Davis got out of the Houdini.
UCLA will take a timeout.
UCLA took a timeout there. I'm not sure why. But Clay Helton, you see that clarifying it's going to be first down. It's great we can listen into him.
Yeah, keep it down, Grease. I'm trying to hear.
Sorry.
It's been a terrific start. Game could not have started any better for UCLA, but every time the Bruins took the lead in this game, USC responded. And now all of a sudden USC's defense has played very well, all the 3 and outs for the Bruins. Yeah,
they've been on the field quite a bit too. That's the thing to keep track of in the second half, UCLA defensively, or will they be able to continue to keep up with this offense for USC? But don't forget about Mike Faithful. We talk a lot about Sam Darnold coming in this game, but Mike Faithful has played a great game so far. Give his team a chance.
I'm sure that's how a lot of the Bruins feel. All this talk in town is about the Trojans, right? First down and 10 now. 35 seconds left. Darnold throwing, corner of the end zone, trying to hit Deontay Burnett, and Randall Goforth had the coverage there. It's been the juxtaposition, really, of the 2 schools this season, right? UCLA opened, high expectations. They had the superstar quarterback. Now, as we finish the season, it's USC on the move. They've got the superstar quarterback, and you know how this town loves stars.
I don't think there's any question 14 there, and the Crimson is going to be a star, and I think Josh Rosen is going to be the same. This matchup next year will be fun to watch.
Quick screen out on the flat to Justin Davis, and the clock continues to tumble.
Now you got to hurry up. You better have called 2 plays.
And there's the spike.
So you spike it on 3rd down. Now it's 4th down. You got to attempt a field goal. See, normally if you have a timeout, Steve, on the sideline, Clay Helton, get with the guys. Don't call 1 play, call 2 plays, because you know you don't have a timeout, and you don't want to get in a situation where now it's 3rd down and you got to spike it and you take an opportunity to throw the ball in the end zone away.
Here's Matt Bormeister, the redshirt junior. Remember, he missed the extra point earlier. And this will be a 30-yard field goal attempt. 5 seconds to snap it. They get the snap away, and the kick is on the way, and it is good. USC opens up a 23-14 lead with 8 seconds to play here in the half.
This Pac-12 has been upended. The bottom is at the top, and the top traditionally is at the bottom. But Oregon, great win for Mark Helfrich. He's been under siege. Brady Hook, their defensive coordinator. And then that game, just an outstanding football game. Sefo Lufau, if I had a helmet sticker, I'd give him my helmet sticker for today.
And then Washington bounces back in a big way.
Yep. So the Apple Cup, the Apple Cup next week is going to be a lot of fun to watch. You know, in the Palouse, Luke Falk. Can't wait to watch that football game. Clay Helton just wants a chance to get to the Pac-12 championship game, and he knows that he's got a team that can play with anybody at this junction.
Of course, this is senior day, and this is the last conference game of the season for USC. They'll get their other traditional rival, Notre Dame, at their place, the Coliseum, next week. Loose football off a big hit off the kickoff. Giovanni Gentosi able to recover.
Yeah, that's Michael Pittman, number 6, the freshman wide receiver, comes down, puts his shoulder right on the football. They like this young Michael Pittman, 6'4", 210-pound wideout. I played with his dad. Michael Pittman, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was an outstanding football player, and they've got a lot of big plans for young Michael.
There's been some hitting in this first half.
Yeah.
And that'll do it. 16 consecutive points by the 13th-ranked Trojans. That's how the halftime score, 23-14. Adnan, take it away. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico. Back at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, recognized as a U.S. National Historic Landmark. I'm not sure it was a historical first half, but it was entertaining, fun. And USC leads UCLA 23-14, and that's with the Trojans having the only 2 turnovers of that half. Former Rose Bowl MVP Brian Griese.
Yeah, those 2 turnovers really kept UCLA in the game. You could say it was worth 10 points. The interception return that ended up in a UCLA touchdown, and then the missed opportunity for a field goal when Sam Darnold pushed it down the field. But I think the story of this game, we knew coming in, could UCLA get anything running the football, mostly to protect their defense. Their defense was on the field 50 plays in the first half. If they get anywhere near that in the second half, it'd be hard to hold up that.
Well, they went 3 and out the last 3 possessions, and in those 3 possessions managed 12 yards.
Yeah.
So there's 3 and out, and then there's 12 yards total in those 3 possessions.
And they'll be on the field to start this second half.
Yes, of course they will. But at least they'll be well rested after halftime. 16 unanswered points by the Trojans to end that first half with the 23-14 lead. Hashtag Pac-12 After Dark. And that's how we open up quarter number 3 with Adoree Jackson from the 10. Trying to set up some blockers. And there is a flag, maybe a late face mask. And field possession figures to improve. Again, Stephen Strimling is our referee tonight. He's been active as well.
During the return, personal foul, face mask. Kicking team, number 37. 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st and 10.
Down to the field, and Todd McShay.
Oh, I talked to Clay Helton, and you guys heard. He said our quarterback's been really good at times, but he's got to play better in the second half. First off, the brilliance, the ability to escape, extend plays, and then make throws down the field when the initial play is broken down. We've seen Darnold do this a lot, but the mistakes were really costly for USC. See the interception there? The great job by the cornerback to jump the route and then throwing the ball into the end zone for another interception.
And reminiscent of their first possession of the night, USC starts at the 50. That ended in a touchdown on that first drive. Ronald Jones, the ball carrier. Eli Anuku made the stop.
And we can't forget about Mike Faithful. He has played efficient, hadn't thrown the ball a whole lot, but those 2 touchdowns, both to his star wide receiver Jordan Lastly. Not going to get a whole lot from the running game. I mean, you hope that you get more, but you got to do what you got to do to win. He threw the ball 70 times against CU this season.
Here's Darnold to throw. Little pump. And he'll get taken down for a loss. Dropped in the backfield.
Eddie Vanderdoes is a load. He's tough in the run game, and when he gets ahead of steam at 325 pounds, he is tough to stop. A redshirt junior, another guy probably has to make a decision whether he's going to go to declare for the draft, but he is a wrecker in the middle of that UCLA defensive line.
He's on all those watch lists to start the season. Here's 3rd and 8. Darnold looking left the whole time and throwing and completing. Deontay Burnett has the first down, crossing across the field.
First time we've mentioned Deontay Burnett's name tonight. He's the slot receiver, replacing the injured Stephen Mitchell from earlier in the year, and he's been reliable. And with Juju Smith-Schuster nursing a hip, they need Deontay Burnett, Darius Rogers, Daquan Hampton to step up.
Needed 8, got 10. And there you see Burnett and his action tonight. Sent him in motion. That's Ronald Jones. He busted one for 60 in the first half. Tack McKinley made the tackle. We told the McKinley story in the first half and everything he's been through and the rough life he's had. And my takeaway from the LA Times story, did a great piece on him. He still sleeps on the floor.
Yep.
He doesn't have to sleep on the floor anymore.
As of now.
He still sleeps on the floor. It's a reminder, keeps him grounded where he's been. And I think we know where he's going.
Well, it's sometimes we miss these things. We gloss over him, right? He's a great player, and he's gonna get drafted high, and he's gonna make all kinds of money. But he hasn't lost, who he is, where he came from. He just got a tattoo on his arm for his grandmother. He's got wings on it, and his quote is, "Your wings were ready to go, but my heart was not ready to let you go." And that's the kind of kid that Tack McKinley is.
When you put that with the skill set, look out, right?
Yeah. That's what's great about college football, is telling the story of these kids, that overcome tremendous hardships, unthinkable hardships and challenges and hurdles. And it's really, it's an honor for us to tell these kids stories and to honor their play. And he doesn't have a whole lot left in his college career, and in a rivalry game like this, he certainly showed up to play and honor his grandmother.
Had some academic issues earlier with the community college route. That didn't work out for him. And in essence, gave it the old college try one last time. And everybody's glad he did, except maybe opposing quarterbacks. Deontay Burnett. And on senior day, he, along with the rest of the seniors, are honored. That's a heartfelt hug, right? There are hugs, and there are hugs, right?
Yeah. Look at the smile, that's...
His grandmother passed away some 5 years ago. 3rd down and 3 upcoming. Tack McKinley, good on you.
Big 3rd down here for UCLA's defense. Got this ball at the 50. If you can come up with some kind of stop the first drive of the second half, be big.
Flags fly.
False start. 60 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Vianney to Amaival.
Wow. And that,
right guard.
That's big, Steve, because you go from 3rd and 3, where you can have a potential to run the football, now to 3rd and 8. And guess who comes back on the field? It's Takk McKinley, Dion Hollis, the pass rushers on the edge now, knowing that this is a passing situation for Clay Helton. Dion Hollis is at the bottom, down here. Takk McKinley at the top.
You like to think you have the field goal in your pocket here. Here's Darnold facing pressure. Took a pop as he released, and it is caught. What a catch. Jalen Green picked it off this finely manicured turf at the Rose Bowl.
And a great design from T. Martin, knowing that the pass rush is going to be severe, so roll him out, make it a longer route for Takk McKinley to get to the quarterback, and Sam Darnold gets rid of it just in time.
Gate of 12, so they overcome the penalty. Darnold thought about running and then throws and couldn't connect with Justin Davis.
What you notice about Sam Darnold is he's comfortable with the uncomfortable throw. You know, he's got his body in all kinds of different contortions and situations, but it doesn't faze him. He trusts his arm and his athletic ability, and so whenever he gets in a situation where he might be close to getting sacked, he's comfortable just flinging it.
The constant line about Darnold was no deer in the headlights.
Yep.
Nothing seems to faze him, even when he makes a mistake. Quick throw for Smith-Schuster, trying to turn the corner, and Juju is bumped out of bounds.
Yeah.
Knocked out by Nate Metters.
Good design there, too. You see, he had a matchup, Juju Smith-Schuster, number 9, the receiver, going up against Moreau, the cornerback, who had the interception earlier in the game. So they're moving him around pre-snap to get him in a position where they can get him the ball, but it looks like Smith-Schuster going off the field again. He's just not right.
Yeah, you talk about toughness, Todd. I mean, there's certain things you can play through, but when you got a hip or a soft tissue injury, it's every time you run, you're further injuring it.
They can get the first down without scoring. Here's 3rd down now. Darnold throwing. Or they might just score. It's DeQuan Hampton. His 2nd touchdown catch of the night.
You flip the field, go through to your 3rd option as a quarterback, you got to have protection. Take a look up front. Looks left, comes back, resets. That touchdown is as much on that offensive line as anybody. They're starting to control the line of scrimmage.
And starting at the 50 always helps too.
Yep. And that big 3rd down, right? Even though you get the penalty, you back it up. 3rd and 8. Big throw and catch leads to a touchdown.
And the extra point, which has not been automatic. Bormeister puts it through. Make it 23 straight. Trojan points, 30-14. Aerial coverage of tonight's game provided by Goodyear, committed to honoring blimp-worthy athletes who demonstrate hard work on and off the field. Goodyear, the official sponsor of the college football playoff. USC is rolled out now to a 30-14 lead by quarterback Sam Darnold. Don't get hung up on the 2 interceptions tonight. Focus more on the 2 touchdown passes tonight. First quarterback 7 straight games for the Trojans, do that since Matt Leiner's days back in 2004. And Mike Faithful doing his best too.
Yep, senior day for him. You know, look at that relationship. Talk about a guy that hangs around, pays the price, and he's played well in this game, Steve. First series, gets a big touchdown pass to Lastly, comes back on another touchdown pass on a tight windows down here to Adoree Jackson. Great route by Lastly, and the timing and the spacing and accuracy for Mike Faithful. It's been impressive, but he needs a little bit of help from his running game.
Hey man, they need a first down.
Yeah.
They need a first down on this drive. It's Ola Runfunby, the ball carrier, picks up a couple on the play.
You got to give some credit to this USC defense as well. Clancy Pendergast. This is a defensive front brand new. All the front seven are new from a year ago. We had some experience in the secondary. They're playing well together.
They faked to Bolu that time and hook up with Caleb Wilson. And Wilson has the first down. Wilson, the former member of the USC scout team.
Yeah, he was the main target for Sam Darnold last year. And talking with some of these USC defenders like Dory Jackson and Chris Hawkins, they said those two guys used to tear us up on the scout team.
That's embarrassing, right? Getting torn up by the scout team, but then you go on to find out what skills these guys have. It's Wilson again, Todd.
Said he was a legend, scout team legend. Yeah. That's kind of how it all got started, and they could tell early on. Actually, the defenders were happy when he moved over and started going second and first team.
Second down and 3 upcoming. So they've gotten one first down in the drive. Handoff. Again, it's Olarumfunmi, and he fumbled the football, but he's able to recover it. Bolu coughing it up, but able to recover. Brings up a third down.
Lucky that ball came right back to him.
Fortunate bounce.
Here it is, 3rd and 2 and 3. Got to be able to run the football, but UCLA's been almost exclusive throwing it.
Well, they will run the football. It's Jalen Starks. He won't get there. Not even close. Rasheem Green, who has blocked field goals in consecutive games now, comes up to make the big run stop.
Well, and you got to be better up front. You got to run the football on 3rd and 3. Ajay Turan, Andre James on the right side. They're not getting the kind of push that they need or the creases that these backs for UCLA need to convert.
Flintoff is back to punt. Get some pressure up the middle, but he'll get it away. And Dory Jackson, fair catch at the 12. All right, so UCLA got a first down, but not 2. USC football when we come back. Up 30-14.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Verizon. Join a better network because better matters. And Lexus.
So in the week leading up to tonight's rivalry game, the USC student group known as the Trojan Knights, they've been protecting statues on campus in a preemptive measure to deter possible defacement by rabid UCLA fans.
I love it.
I was wondering at first glance, maybe they're working on a new statue. No, they've wrapped in bubble wrap to protect the statues they already have.
Look like duct tape.
Oh, those kooky college kids.
I forgot to tell you there was an initiation. You coming back to college football on the crew that we're going to duct tape you to the goalpost.
I keep waiting. That still goes on.
Yep. Then you get the ice bucket challenge on top of you.
Mm-hmm.
You can practice your mannequin challenge taped to the goalpost.
Hey man, I'm just happy to be part of the team. Whatever it takes. Just trying to fit in. With you and McShay.
College football loves you, Levy.
Mm-hmm. Bo Garrett, Mike Schwab, and our entire crew. Justin Davis, the ball carrier. And he has first down yardage. Tonight, these guys want this game to go on forever. Bucci and Anderson, they are sitting there saying, please, take your time. Sports Center at night, late night, back east. They'll have all the news, highlights, and analysis. Another crazy day in college football. So much fun. The NBA, the NHL, and get you ready for your NFL Sunday tomorrow. Sports Center at night, following our game. Also available streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Somebody jumped for USC.
False start, offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Should mention we come to you tonight from the Keith Jackson Broadcast Center.
Yeah. Every time I come back here, I think of Keith Jackson. I was fortunate to get to know him for working with my dad for so many years, and it's really an honor to stand in this spot where those two guys stood and called games in this stadium. And We'll send our best to Keith and Turian, his wife.
It's actually a little intimidating. Broadcasting from the Keith Jackson Broadcast Center. All right, so what's up with the old man? The Dolphins are in town. They're going to play the Rams here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Couldn't do a drive-by for us?
So, yeah, I invited him to come to the game, maybe get him, call a few series, but he said,
show you how it's done.
I'm going to have dinner with Keith. So they're having dinner right now. They're not watching the game, so
no, of course not. Imagine the stories those two could tell. Well, you know all the stories, I'm sure. That's Burnett in motion. Here's Darnold on the run. Maybe a hold. Like somebody got a hold of somebody. Zach Banner might have gotten busted for the hold. Let's see.
Holding, offense number 73. Penalties decline, result of the plays 3rd down.
Zach, one of the captains of this Trojan team.
Yeah, become a leader, become a vocal leader. I'm interested in Todd, where Todd has Zach Banner, because he's so big.
I was just going to say, Banner and Chad Wheeler, the left tackle, that's who McKinley's been going up against, and I wouldn't say abusing, but he's given him an awful lot of work tonight. Consistently in the backfield, he's had the holding penalty there, and also just a lot of pressure. So both of these guys are probably day 3 draft picks at offensive tackle.
Yep.
Doing a nice job.
3rd and 12. Good pocket for Darnold to operate in. And did he hang on to that? Daniel Imatabebe brought it down. They're going to move the sticks.
Imatabebe is a converted wide receiver. He has become more and more a part of this USC offense in the last couple of weeks. Had a big game against the Huskies a week ago. 5 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown. Coming into that game, he only had 7 catches on the year. He's a transfer from Florida and a nice weapon for Sam Darnold.
That was like a regular catch turned into a great catch. The juggle, able to hang on. And there's Daquan Hampton, who's become a huge factor in this game. 2 touchdown catches already for Hampton.
Another example there from Darnold, the quick decisions. He sees it quickly, Grease. I know you were impressed watching the tape, and when he reads the coverage the way he's expecting it, he's going to get that ball in a hurry.
Well, and Todd, what impressed me is he throws the ball in the middle of the field quite a bit. Young quarterbacks a lot of times won't do that because there's a lot of traffic, zone dropping linebackers, but he is not afraid.
Handoff, Justin Davis. Jayon Brown, the stop. Hey, can we go back to Banner for a second? Top of your head, how many 6'9" offensive linemen are there in the NFL?
I don't know of any.
Can't be too many.
I don't know of any.
And at that position, can you be too tall? Can that be a disadvantage at some point? 6'6" I get. 6'9", you get a fast speed rusher.
You get guys like Von Miller that can bend, and it's very hard for a tall guy to get his hands down. But Banner is a great athlete, played basketball. If he can trim down a little bit of weight, I think that'd be good for him.
Darnold is taken down from behind, just across midfield.
Connor McDermott, the left tackle for UCLA, who's also a day 3 prospect in the NFL draft, is also 6'9". So we got 2 6'9" offensive tackles tonight.
McKinley's going to check out. He got up kind of slowly. We'll keep an eye on him. Rick Wade has come in and replaced him. Redshirt freshman from Santa Margarita. 3rd and 2. Justin Davis didn't get there. I think he's going to be just short. Matt Dickerson made the stop.
Dickerson, Boss, Tagaloa inside there. A nice stop play. Helton, he's working overtime right now. Trying to figure out where that ball spotted. It's in that gray area where he can go for it potentially on 4th down. The offense is staying on the field.
They didn't like the spot. USC's got 432 yards of offense so far. Looking for another yard here. See where they mark the forward progress. I think that's 433 yards of offense now and a 1st down.
And now USC has run 70 plays of offense, and this defense for UCLA has been on the field twice as much as USC's defense. You can't do that to a defense and expect them in the third and fourth quarter to hold up.
And they knew that coming in. That was one of their keys, one of your keys as well to the game. Sort of knew it was coming and can't do anything about it. First down and 10. Off the play fake. Darnold throwing, and it's caught. It's Imatter Bebe on another catch.
That's an unbelievable throw right there. You got a guy coming free on you in the pocket, and watch, he doesn't have to step into it, just flicks it out there, Steve. Guy right in your pocket. I mean, that is hard to do, to know where your receivers are and then have that quick reflex and decision-making ability. Sam Darnold, once he figures all this offense out and has some more experience and seasoning, he's going to be a heck of a football player for USC for the coming couple of years. 7th in accuracy, 8th in passing efficiency, already very good against the blitz when opposing teams try to blitz him. And we mentioned his grandfather already, the original Marlboro man. You see his grandfather also played basketball at USC. Dad played football. Mom played volleyball. You get the idea. Yeah.
You get the idea, right? Kid's an athlete. He's got something going on. We're going to be talking about him for the Heisman next year.
You know what? Absolutely. I think he'll be in the discussion. When you play at a place like USC with the kind of talent around him.
First charge timeout, USC.
If he continues to grow like he has this season from game one, no reason why he could potentially be a Heisman candidate next year.
All college football season, you can stream every game live on the ESPN app and on Watch ESPN. Download the app and visit watchespn.com today. You know, when I read that a couple months ago, it seemed like the season was an eternity. We're coming down to the end here.
Serious,
all
right?
College football season, and we're getting down to conference championship weekend, getting to bowl season.
It's bittersweet because you get November, you got the rivalries, and it's all good, but you know it's coming to an end.
2nd down and 6. Good hit down on Ronald Jones. Eddie Vanderdoes made the big smack in the middle.
During that last time out, Clay Helton brought all of his offense up, brought the big guys, the big uglies, as Keith Jackson used to call them. He said, listen.
What exactly did he tell them?
Well, he said, listen, take this game over. It's on you guys.
Yeah.
We're going to run the ball. I want this ball in the end zone now. And then, you know, that's an attitude, and that's, you exert your will no matter what the defense does.
14th play of the drive upcoming. Complete. Juju Smith-Schuster inside the 10. Marcus Rios on the coverage.
How impressive is it, Juju Smith-Schuster? He's been injured 7-8 times. He's had to go over and get treatment. They brought him in the locker room, and he just continues to fight through the injuries and the pain that he's experiencing. Really impressive out of him. The rivalry obviously means a lot to Smith-Schuster.
That's something, Todd, right? That you factor into the analysis and GMs when they go to draft somebody.
And he said, when we asked him, who do you watch in the league? And he said, there are some better guys, but A.J. Green, I just love how he works. And he loves to play, and I love watching his tape.
I would take the tough-minded player over a more talented player. If I knew I was going to get 150% out of him, I would take that any day as a quarterback out of a wide receiver.
No question, Juju has given you that tonight and more. It's 30-14, USC, and the Trojans are cruising, looking for more when we come back in quarter number 4. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico. 23 unanswered Trojan points. SC has scored on 4 of its last 5 possessions, and they're looking for more here. It's a good first quarter for the Bruins. Got off to a good start. Had a 14-7 lead a long time ago.
1 first down for UCLA on offense since the first quarter, 41 total yards. UCLA have any chance needs to keep the Trojans out of the end zone here.
15th play of the drive.
Boy, Vanderdoes. I mean, he's hard to move at 325. You know, even though Damian Mama, the left guard, goes 325 as well.
Another dose of Vanderdoes.
And he's great with his hands. You know, it's not just that he's big, but he uses his hands well, gets off blocks, and great run defender.
Ronald Jones over 100 yards, 17 carries for a $118. For 60 of that on one play. Quick out to Smith-Schuster. And UCLA wasn't buying that. Football squirted out late. I think he was down. We heard the whistle.
And you mentioned it. You know, he's playing on one leg basically, and trying to fight for extra yardage. It looked like his right knee was definitely down before that ball came out.
Sneaky little punch of the football by Metters there. 3rd and goal. Juju stays out there. He's top of your screen. Maybe he just wants his touchdown and we'll call it a night. Flags fly, like 4 or 5 of them.
False start. 74 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Nico Fowler, the center.
Again, you get in a longer yardage situation, which allows Tack McKinley and Dion Hollis. We haven't called Dion Hollis' name much in this game. He's become a 3rd down rush specialist for UCLA defensively, but now Clay Helton has to account for those 2 route pass rushers.
17th play of the drive upcoming. Got to be around 9 minutes coming off the clock on just this drive alone. Darnold hit as he threw. McKinley got him. He got there just as you suggested, Reese.
Yeah, you can't put your tackles in this situation 3rd and extra long. It's Chad Wheeler, who's a good player, but you know, when Tack McKinley, the speed that he has to come upfield, and then the hands and the rip, I mean, that's an NFL-style pass rush right there.
Love the Von Miller comparison too. You can see that.
Well, his coach compared him to all kinds of people. He was giving high praise. Jim Mora was talking about Kevin Green and Ricky Jackson, and it's got a mixture of all those guys.
Here's Bormeister. Curves it through from 32. USC will tack on 3 more. 33-14. USC starting to open things up here. It's been dominant ever since that first quarter. There's a lot on the line nationally, but locally, it's all about ringing that victory bell.
Came off a locomotive, they said.
That's right.
But well, here's what I don't understand.
Tell me.
Is that it goes into hiding. Like, it's only out. People can see it for like 2 days, and then it goes back into storage. Most trophies are like displayed.
On the display case. Ishmael Adams on the return. Stopped at the 20. It's funny you mentioned that, Grease, because we give you the backstage pass behind the scenes, the victory bell. 295-pound bell made its way from Los Angeles Coliseum to the Rose Bowl earlier today. The bell originally rang atop a railroad locomotive, was given to the UCLA student body in 1939 as a gift, but in 1941, USC students, being students, stole the bell, and they hid it for over a year. Where do you hide the bell? Where do you put that in your garage?
Frat house.
Frat house. Ring the bell. So there was some tension. Well, now you just can't trust. You can't trust these college kids these days. They're going to steal the bell. They're going to deface your trophy, your statues. A compromise was met in 1942. The bell would be kept for the trophy, with the game winner keeping the bell until the next year. And when UCLA wins, they paint the bell true blue. When USC wins, they paint it not red, but cardinal. Oh.
So nobody can see it, though.
Well, we're going to hide it. We hide it for a year.
It's painted, but then it's hidden.
You think it would be on display someplace for all to see and admire. Hey, one of the cool things about this rivalry game, and it is cool.
It's Adoree Jackson that went down there.
There's nothing cool about that. One of the key players on this Trojan squad. He does so much for them. Defensively, special teams. We even saw him on offense tonight.
Yep. He's got the, you just can't replace the speed that Adoree Jackson brings to the game. He comes up talking gingerly.
Last year played a key role in this game. Had a 42-yard punt return for a touchdown just before halftime.
Well, and this USC team, they have designs on a Pac-12 championship, depending on what happens next week in Boulder between the Colorado Buffaloes and the Utah Utes. If Utah is able to find a way to win that game, it's going to be USC going to the Pac-12 championship, and they're going to need a healthy Adoree Jackson.
Jack Jones in to replace Adoree Jackson. Cameron Smith makes that stop. I was going to say the cool thing about this rivalry are the jerseys. They both wear their home jersey. You just don't see that anyplace. There used to be a rule in place you couldn't do it. In fact, in the 2008 game, USC was charged with a timeout because they were wearing the wrong jerseys. That's Caleb Wilson. USC was not wearing their white jerseys here. Got charged a timeout as the penalty. So what does UCLA do in spirit of fair play? They take a timeout right away to at least even that up on the scoreboard.
UCLA needs to continue to get the ball to Wilson, the tight end.
Batted away. Rasheem Green, who's been a big factor in this game.
Two of the coolest jerseys, I think, too, in all of college football. It's a good look.
Great unis.
Looks even better at night under the lights in what is a very dark stadium here.
Well, you know, yeah, I've never played here at night. It's the first time I've done a game here at night. It is kind of dark.
How many times did you actually play here?
Just once. You know, just
had that one okay
yeah.
game.
Once was enough.
Yeah, once you win the Rose Bowl MVP, I want to stop. Darren Andrews is the receiver there. Grace, you were telling us we were down on the field. You said you came out of the huddle at the 5-yard line, and the sunset was just perfect.
Well, it's, you know, they always kick the Rose Bowl at 2 o'clock, and you know when you get to the end of the third quarter and you come out of the TV timeout, and the sky here over the San Gabriel Mountains is just pink like cotton candy, and it was something I will never forget.
3rd and 4. Faithful in trouble, throwing across his body, and can't connect. Bring up a 4th down. Not just the MVP of the Rose Bowl. Located at the south end of the stadium, Court of Champions houses the Rose Bowl Game Hall of Fame. And there's the plaque, honoring our guy.
Apropos, I got to go with John Cooper, legendary coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes and Arizona State Sun Devils. It was an interesting ride in that car in the Rose Bowl parade with me and Coach Cooper.
Had a lot to talk about. Made you ride in the same car, huh? 4th and 4. Certainly looks like they're going for it.
They put Ron Yeri in between us.
Good idea, have him block.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And in part by the well-equipped 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander.
Hard-hitting affair here in Southern California. Would expect nothing short of that whenever these two schools get together. USC, UCLA. Aerial coverage tonight's game provided by Goodyear. Committed to honoring Flint-worthy athletes who demonstrate hard work on and off the field. Goodyear, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff. And you come back just in time for 4th down and 4. And the Bruins going for it, as you would expect. Here's Faithful, quick throw, completing to Darren Andrews, but he is short of the 1st down marker. Chris Hawkins, the quarterback of that defense, came up to make the stick. They'll turn it over on downs.
Great recognition by Chris Hawkins. He's got an all-out blitz. The linebacker's coming up the middle. Here he is right here, and he's just going to react to the quick throw from Faithful. We were talking with Chris Hawkins yesterday, one of the more impressive guys we've met with all year. Very instinctual, very smart football player. He's the quarterback of that secondary, and he said they had a bead on this offense for UCLA, and he was looking forward to taking advantage of it.
He wants to coach one day.
You saw it in his eyes, right? He has that fire, that desire, that love of the game, and the smarts to go with it.
Yeah, he's an impressive young man. Be a great football coach.
On first down, here's Sid Ware.
I was interested in talking with Chris Hawkins about his head coach, Clay Helton. He said, you know, he took us through the history. He said, listen, I've been here 5 years. I was here with Lane Kiffin, right? And I was here when we were trying to get Coach O the job. And Coach O didn't get the job. You know, and then there was Sark, right? And then Coach O. He's been through all of that with us. He understands us, and that's why these guys love playing for Clay Helton.
And they said when they turn the football over, when they get a turnover, they try to take it away from their official and bring it over to Clay Helton. But they haven't got a turnover here tonight. We've been watching for it. Right now we're watching for a flag. Penalty marker is down. Looks like it's going to come back that Ware run.
Illegal shift. 2 players moving at the same time. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
This week on ESPN's Monday Night Football, little different flavor. Texans and Raiders. Officially, it's a home game for Oakland. They're going to play it in Mexico City. You betcha. 8:15 Eastern on ESPN, also streaming live on the ESPN app. And watch ESPN. Coverage begins 6 Eastern. Monday Night Countdown served by Applebee's.
Looking forward to that?
Yeah, it'll be fun. Great experience. Looking forward to seeing that. Boomer and the gang, they're already there.
Have you ever been to Mexico City?
No, I have not.
Makes Los Angeles look small.
And I've heard good things from John Sutcliffe of ESPN Deportes. Does such a fine job. And he's in essence the host for 200-300 people Monday Night Football that'll be traveling.
15 minutes, look at that.
Hey, they love their NFL down there, which might surprise people. And again, officially it's a Raiders home game. They are mad about the Raiders.
Are you going to bring something back for us, Levy?
Only legal stuff. See what I can sneak through for you. All right. Joker's on his way. We got a bunch of people on our crew.
Oh, okay.
Vidge, Marty. Should have had a charter.
The Raiders are playing some good ball.
And that's the other thing. Oh, by the way, it's a great matchup.
Game.
Texans are playing good football, too.
How are the Texans doing?
It's a fair question.
Yeah, without J.J. Watt, top.
And with Brock Osweiler. Yeah.
Struggling. Keep winning.
Fortunate they get to play in that division. That's a factor. As I mentioned, off a win over the Jags. But that'll be a whole lot of fun. I know everybody at ESPN on the NFL side were circled this date on the calendar as long as a year ago. A lot of work went into this. Chris Berman, the whole countdown crew will be there tomorrow.
How's your Spanish?
Un poco? Does that count?
Un poquito.
Oh, of course you got to correct me on that too. Sure. Why stop there? Kenny Young came up to make the big hit tomorrow morning here on ESPN. Your NFL Sunday, get it started right foot. Well, you know Charles, can he speak Spanish?
There's not one guy on there I think that could be speaking Spanish.
If I go to a place, they sell Charles Woodson's wine in Mexico City, that would be impressive. Whole gang looking forward to it. Susie and Wendy and Dilfer and Hasselbeck. Last week they gave me a hard time. They didn't think I gave the show enough of a pop, that I was just about SportsCenter after the game, and I wasn't promoting properly the pregame show.
At least they were watching our game.
Yep, they're paying attention. That's where the ball carrier. They've gone to him exclusively now as they grind this clock down, and a flag comes in late.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 25. Half the distance from the end of the run, automatic first down.
There's got to be some frustration. You're getting the ball run down your throat.
Yeah.
You can't get the football back. You can't do anything about it. In this kind of rivalry game, I get it.
That's Denzel Fisher, and he's just getting into it with the wide receiver on the outside, and a little retaliation. Yeah, it's just a cheap shot, and not worth it.
The number's 40 now. USC has run 40 more offensive plays than UCLA.
It's been like that all year, Steve. That's been the struggle for UCLA's inability to run the ball. And, you know, we think about that.
First charge timeout, UCLA.
Think about all these teams that just want to throw the ball and don't run it. Well, this is one of the challenges.
Look at those numbers. Take a minute or two to digest that. Tuesday night on ESPN, don't miss the exclusive reveal of the college football playoff top 25 rankings. Reese and the guys will break it down, and they get it when you get it at the exact same time. College football playoff top 25 ranking show presented by PlayStation, Tuesday 7 Eastern here on ESPN. Also available streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. 26 unanswered points by USC, and looking ahead to that. Handoff to Juju Smith-Schuster. Couldn't turn the corner. And he refuses to leave the game. Even with this kind of lead, McShay mentioned he's been hurt like 7 times in the game.
And he's still limping. Look at him. And Clay Helton keeps giving him the ball.
Right. He's not just playing, he's actually getting the ball too.
Gonna come out and get a much-deserved rest. Takes him a while to get off the field.
Might be time to steal his helmet.
Really? Got another rivalry game next week. And Notre Dame comes to town. Tough loss for the Irish today.
Yeah, boy. It's Virginia Tech.
Notre Dame was up 17 2 different times in that game. Here's Ronald Jones. They credit UCLA. They keep hitting. They keep lowering their helmets. Got 505 total yards of offense now by USC.
And the next play will be the 84th play. There's Tech McKinley.
Some of it's got to be exhaustion too.
Where he's holding that right arm. Now, you don't want to see this. I mean, such a special player with such a bright future. Fighting to the end here, and hopefully he just got a stinger.
Thinking of McKinley's future, UCLA had 8 players drafted last year in the 2016 draft. That's their most since the 1988 draft. So they are churning out some NFL players. Good volume. And McKinley's going to play in what they call the league. Those pass rushes are hard to find.
Yeah, they are worth their weight in gold. And it changes the game at that level so much to have somebody that can harass and get after the quarterback. Bright future.
3rd down and 3. Play fake. Darnold throwing. End zone. Knocked away. Like Michael Pittman had it and couldn't hang on to it. That might have been a flat-out drop.
Yeah, another great throw from Sam Darnold. Goes through his progression. The down flat's covered. Goes to his second read, which is Michael Pittman, and it hit him right in the chest.
So not might have been a flat-out drop. That's just a regular drop. 4th and 3. USC has punted just 1 time tonight. This will be from 25 yards away. Here's Bormeister. Bit of a high snap. Not a problem. Look a little big picture now as UCLA looks like they have this wrapped up. What about that Michigan-Ohio State game next Saturday in Columbus? We'll get into that next.
They'll never admit it, but Michigan and Ohio State actually love each other.
That
he have the script wrong when he said they love each other? Did he mean hate?
They love to hate each other. Love the rivalry. I don't know that I would put those three words together. Love each other.
So many great rivalry games, not just in college football, in all of sports. But Michigan-Ohio State does seem to stand out. Here's Ishmael Adams on the return. We're going to see John O'Korn get the start in Columbus. That'll be tough. You were in somewhat similar circumstance. In 1996, 20 years ago, coming off the bench, second half. We didn't know a lot about you at this point.
I was a backup. You know, I didn't start all year, and the starter Scott Dreisbach got hurt, and I came in the second half. We were down 9-0, and Ohio State, I think, was ranked second in the country, and we had lost 4 games already, and you never know in that game. You never know what's going to happen, and even though John O'Korn didn't have the greatest of games earlier today, you know, they struggled a little bit at home with Indiana. That game has a way of taking all of the records and all that stuff out, and it's just about who can be in the moment and make those plays.
You didn't have any warning, though. You had no time to be nervous or think about it. I don't know if that benefited you on that day, or you know, O'Korn at least gets the practice, the reps, the ones. He'll be better prepared, I would think. Just a little too tall there. Right, when did you find out you were going in?
Well, not until, you know, Scott got hurt, you know, so he gets hurt, and okay, now it's time. And that was my 4th year, and I felt like, I thought that was the last half of football I was going to play in my life, really, because I was graduating, wasn't going to the NFL because I couldn't even start on my Michigan team. And so I said, you know what, I got 30 minutes in the rest of my football life, make the most of it and just let it hang out and cut it loose, and it worked out, you know. And
worked out. What'd you play, 12 years in the NFL?
11,
sorry. So it worked out. You could say it worked out. So you have experience in the rivalry. Would you win 1 or 2 games against them? What was your record against Ohio State back in the day?
3-0.
3-0. Oh, so it's a perfect 3-0. Got it.
It's such a great rivalry, the history. I mean, I really feel fortunate to be able to say that I played in that game.
Really got a block on that punt. It goes out of bounds. Take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Doesn't seem to matter Michigan wins or loses. They seem to be 3, right?
Yeah.
Lose at Iowa, stay at 3.
Well, the big one.
Indiana today.
So Louisville's going to drop, right? The loss to Houston. You don't see it there, but right there, the 6-7 is Washington. Washington has a chance next week to really make a statement with Washington State, get to the Pac-12 championship game. I really think that if they can win that game and go to the Pac-12 championship, whether they play a Colorado team or whether they play USC, I think that would be enough to get them into the playoff conversation, maybe ahead of the loser of the Michigan-Ohio State game.
Right now, Washington's only blemish was to this high-flying USC team. Max Brown checks in at quarterback. He started the first 3 games this year, then lost his job to Darnold. Choose your captains at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
Max, one of the captains. Handoff. We'll say so many positive things about Max Brown, the way he's handled that situation. He's going to be successful whatever he does. And I think Sam Darnold's going to be pretty successful on this football field.
Well, you know, we see this around college football from time to time, where, you know, one quarterback starts a year and then gets taken out for another guy, and I'm always interested in how that relationship between those 2 guys goes the rest of the year. And I can say that these 2 guys, Max Brown and Sam Darnold, have really been professional about this. And Clay Helton really has handled the situation well, and they've both handled it well.
It might have been a busted play as Brown runs out of bounds.
Now, that being said, I think Max Brown's probably going to transfer after the end of the year. I think he already filed for papers so he could be a graduate transfer, which is completely within his right to make that decision. But certainly USC has a bright future with number 14 going forward.
You mentioned the relationships. Everybody says, you know, we're friends. Like Dreisbach hated you after that game, right?
You You know what? I still talk to him to this day.
He still hates you to this day.
Now, Tom Brady,
Yeah.
you know, he was on that team too. You know, he turned out okay.
So Tom was the 4th string quarterback on that team? Boy, you guys were loaded, huh?
Tommy was from right here in California. San Mateo, if I
Patriots
remember.
will play the 49ers this week in San Francisco.
Oh, are they? Okay. We'll have a lot of family probably go to that game.
That's a
Tommy,
live shot from our blimp.
Tommy had 4 sisters. And he came to Michigan, you know, from California, had long hair.
Yeah.
You know, like the surfer hair.
Surfer dude.
Did you know that McShay went, you know, tried to go surfing this week?
I think he thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, until I saw the waves.
Did you guys really call him Tommy? Because nobody calls him Tommy anymore.
Yeah, we call him Tommy.
Tommy.
Still to this day call him Tommy.
Only the 2nd punt of the night for USC. It's gone that well for the Trojans tonight. They've gotten everyone's attention. Ranked 13th in the country. It's going to be a 7-game winning streak. Here's your Pac-12 conference standings. Again, the big game today, certainly in the South, was Utah going down. And that opens the door, at least allows for the possibility. USC winning here tonight. Should Colorado lose at home to the Utes next week, the Trojans go to the Pac-12 championship game.
His turnaround's remarkable, really. I mean, 1-3, granted, all 3 losses on the road to AP top 25 teams. But with Darnold coming in and the confidence this team has built, I really do believe they could beat just about, maybe not Alabama, but just about anyone in the country the way they're playing right now.
All right, so let me get you guys going on this. We're making the case for the Pac-12 championship. Can we make is there any scenario you can come up with where they crack the top 4?
Oh, you know what? I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say absolutely not. Even with 3 losses, I think there's going to be a 2-loss team get in. But if you were to ask me, if USC beats Notre Dame and then beats Washington State of Washington, they would be one of the top 4 teams in the country.
Who's playing better right now, Todd, than this USC squad?
Bama. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone else really over the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks, you could say that they've been the hottest team in the country outside of Alabama.
And even though they lost, you know, those early games, they took on tough schedule.
Yeah, and the committee does put into consideration a quarterback switch like they had. The problem is, I mean, you just need so many losses. I just don't know that it can happen.
Well, we put your projections up. You guys both had them on the first out list, right?
I think
5 and 6.
Listen, I think if Colorado loses next week, I think that SC will win the Pac-12 championship. I don't whether it's Washington or Washington State. This team can beat either one of them. We know they can beat Washington, and if that happens, then there's no reason that USC at the end of the year wouldn't be around 5 or 6 on the fringe.
Trojan fans pulling hard for the Utes next week.
Down the field. Nothing doing. Bring up a 4th down.
And it's because of the balance of this team. I mean, offense, certainly running it, throwing it. And that's why I had them at 5.
Yep.
You know, and my prediction, I'm thinking Oklahoma wins the Big 12, SC wins the Pac-12, and Ohio State maybe loses a close game to Michigan, still gets in, and Wisconsin, they win the Big 10 championship. I think you're going to have those champions in.
Flintoff the punt. Bounces into the end zone.
Oklahoma's interesting now, too. You know, if things start to fall apart elsewhere, they've got a shot. Last I saw earlier, they were pounding West Virginia. It was 28-0 to start that game. Not sure how it finished.
It's funny, as you move up in the rankings, your team, your Heisman stock goes up too. All of a sudden, Baker Mayfield is back in the Heisman consideration.
Yep. So, Todd, who do you have winning the Big 10?
I have Wisconsin winning the Big 10. Ohio State beats Michigan, and Ohio State doesn't get in, but they get in as an other.
Yep.
It's a fascinating season.
That's going to be a tough call, man.
Yeah.
And a conference champion with 2 losses.
If Washington doesn't come out of the Pac-12, then it's anybody's game. It'll be 2 from the Big 10.
I feel like we say it every year, though, right? It's been an unbelievable year in college football. Crazy things happen, but this season in particular seems to be really anything can happen. Teams you can't imagine win on a regular basis now.
I think outside of Alabama, I think there's more parity. I mean, Alabama's head and shoulders, as we know, but there's more parity in the Pac-12. I mean, how else do you explain Washington State and CU and Utah now on top? And the Big 12, there's been, and look at the Big 10. I mean, Indianas of the world are pushing the Blue Bloods to the edge. It's more even across college football in general.
And Oklahoma did win by 28.
2nd and 5. Max will put it on the ground. James Toland, I beg your pardon, gets the carry. You mentioned the Heisman Trophy, and this has been rather fluid as well. Here come Mayfield and Hurts. Hurts cracking the top 5 of our Heismanology for the first time. Lamar Jackson, I mean, they got their doors blown off at Houston, and he didn't do much. And, you know, where does that now lie?
Well,
he's still the favorite.
Yeah, you don't have to go undefeated, and you don't have to be in the college football playoff to win the Heisman. We know that. I think Lamar Jackson is still a prohibitive favorite.
I would have wagered $1 billion you were going to put a circle around Jabril's picture there.
Jabril has the biggest stage left. I mean,
He's been quiet the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
But you're right, Ohio State, that's the one.
Wonder how some of these college kids fill time in a blowout. They do it the old-fashioned way. Rock, paper, scissors. Juju, get down there. Give me 20.
Hey, Greasy, is that Levy's form right there?
Yeah, he does the tricep kind of, you know, the hands close together. We need to get you a Spielman.
With his knees down?
Wait. I do the army push-ups with a clap in between?
We're going to stick Spielman on you. I don't think you can say enough about the job Clay Helton has done. I just go back to the first month of the season, 1-3, questions swirling around this man with everything that he had been through at the University of Southern California. Say nothing else, he stuck it out. And through thick and thin, now his players have the most trust in him, extreme trust that he is the right fit. I just had a chance to see Lynn Swan, their new athletic director, came up to say hello in the booth, and Lynn can't be more excited about this team in particular under the leadership of Clay Helton.
Clay had to make, among the many big changes, give up the play calling, which he said, you know, really bothered him, but that's the trust he has in T. Martin. But he said he was just trying to do too much.
Yeah.
And something had to give last season, and so he has handed out more responsibilities to his staff. Final 30 seconds, they're going to count it down. Let's keep an eye on the victory bell. '86th installment of this great crosstown rivalry. Battle of Los Angeles goes to USC. Well, from 13, they dropped down to the single digits on Tuesday night.
You know what? It could happen. It could happen. It could be 9. You know, I don't think they're going to get a huge bump from beating UCLA. Notre Dame's not the same kind of team, as we know, so they're going to need that Pac-12 championship.
Won't get much of a bump from playing Notre Dame next week either. We'll see that game at the Coliseum. 527 total yards offense for USC. It's a dominant performance by the Trojans, who've now won 7 in a row. And the nation is taking notice. Coming up next, stay tuned for SportsCenter. Brian Greasy, Todd McShay, and our entire crew. I'm Steve Levy. Good night from Southern California. John and John, take it away.